Hi lovely, welcome to the Holistic Beauty Collective. I'm Patty, and each week I dive into a topic around holistic beauty that supports your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical well-being. So in the month of September, we are going to focus all about the languages of self-love. And if you don't know your primary language of love, which can either be quality time, touch, words of affirmation, gifts, or acts of service, then I hope you find out. You can take a short, simple quiz at 5lovelanguages.com. That's the number 5lovelanguages.com. So this week we are going to dive into the love language of touch. And touch is something that has been a really big part of my life recently because I realized that I was lacking in touch as a form of self-love. So I grew up, in a family, traditional Asian household, and there wasn't a lot of hugging. There wasn't really a lot of touch in my family growing up. It just never happened. So I think as a result of that, I find ways to engage in self-touch therapy. Some of the things around self-touch therapy include giving myself light massages or taking time to moisturize my body after a shower or bath, or Reiki. So I'm a Reiki practitioner and I love using my hands, and really, not so much these days, but in the past when I was able to work in one-on-one with clients in person, placing my hands on various parts of their body, including their chakras or their main energy centers, was a really beautiful form of healing for me and very therapeutic for me, even as the practitioner. So touch is such an underrated form of therapy in my opinion, but the research behind it is definitely very strong. Touch has been shown to really activate our love hormone, oxytocin, so the hormone that encourages bonding and love, especially between a mother and child, but also between partners and friends. Touch has also been shown to stimulate the activity of the vagus nerve, which can help bring us from a state of sympathetic activity, which is fight or flight, like nervous tension, always feeling like there's danger around, to a state of parasympathetic activity, which is rest and digest. So activating our vagus nerve is also when we're able to digest our food properly, as opposed to having a really frazzled nervous system and being on edge all the time. So I started engaging in more forms of touch when I would finish my bath or shower routine. So in the past, and I'm still, working on recovering from my high functioning anxiety, but I've always been in such a rush to get things done, to move on to the next project, thinking that there's just so much to do in a day and I have to get it all done. So even after a shower in the past, I knew I had to moisturize, right? I'm really into skincare and I knew I had to moisturize. So I would just haphazardly slather on oils all over my skin and then literally throw on my clothes before the oil even had a chance to absorb and just rush out of the bathroom so I could get to work or run errands or whatever. And I realized that by doing that, I was not honoring myself. I was not honoring my body, and that changed significantly when I began to slow down, when I began to find ways to honor my body more. And now when I step out of the shower, I take the time and I create a moment of intention and pause to slowly apply oils to my body and savor the moment, to savor the feeling of my skin getting moisturized and actually taking time to express gratitude to my body and my skin and all that it does for me. So I encourage you, if you happen to have this habit where you just, moisturize for the sake of moisturizing, take a pause and see how it can make a difference when you slow down and treat your body with loving kindness and intention. And when you're touching your body, putting on moisturizer, simply the act of doing so, how can that really change your mindset and really set yourself up for the day ahead? Another thing I recommend is giving yourself hugs. So as silly as it may feel at first, just squeezing yourself really tight and giving yourself the biggest hug possible. You know, there are many studies on young children where touch is a really important part of their developmental years and for learning and connection. You know, even amongst primates, being touched is really important. So that touch actually happens to be my secondary language of self-love. My first primary language of self-love is quality time, and touch happens to be second. And I think because of a major lack of touch growing up and, you know, affection, I'm just tend to be very affectionate right now. I love giving hugs. I love hugging myself. I hug myself whenever I get the chance, especially after I've finished working or finished a long day. It's just really satisfying. So I encourage you, if you haven't had the chance already, to just give yourself a big hug, wrap yourself up in a big bear hug, and just see how you feel afterwards. And last but not least, if you are feeling a stressful moment and feeling perhaps anxiety, and it's something I'm definitely prone to, why not just take a pause and take a moment to tune into your body, to drop in from your head into your body? Because anxiety usually starts in our heads, right? When we're overthinking, overanalyzing, ruminating, thinking about the future, worrying about what could possibly happen. It's all activity. The energy is all wrapped up in here. So one way is to focus on mindfulness, right? And body awareness, and bringing your attention down into your body, and not just being aware of whatever sensations you feel in your body, but actually treating those areas in your body with attention and loving kindness, and of course, touch. So if you are feeling anxious in your belly, for example, or your legs start to feel uncomfortable, just take a moment and touch that area where you are feeling discomfort and just share some kindness with yourself. So lovely. That is a short and sweet summary of this week's topic in the Holistic Beauty Collective, the language of self-love, which is touch. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment below. Let me know if you have had a chance to give yourself a big hug today. And if not, I hope you do so. And be sure to tag a friend who would enjoy this video. And I will see you next week in the Holistic Beauty Collective, where we are gonna dive into the third language of self-love, which is words. I'll see you later. Bye.